All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Once again, we are doing a live watch list. So if you're used to the normal watch list, bear with me, but I'm sure we are going to have a great video here. I don't have as much of a recap. However, there is a big CPI revision tomorrow. I want to show you where to find that info and why it is important. I'm going to read it straight from the horse's mouth from the BLS so we could go over that. And then we are going to talk about these insane option trades. I'm sure a lot of people have questions today. We turned ARM $35 into $1,500. However, the contract went as high as $3,000. If you don't understand what that means, this was borderline a 10,000% option trade. It's absolutely insane, but once again, we sold early, so we're not here to just flex and talk about this. I actually got a little mini lesson for you guys to go over when to take profits. There's a lot of things we got to talk about. It's something that I could work on myself, but I do hope I could share with you some of the insight in my mind and what I am going about when it comes down to making certain trades. So I hope you guys are ready for it. I hope you are locked in, and like I said, if you're watching the recap, this is going to be a little different. If you're used to me just spitting out everything, you know what I'm saying? But like, here's the deal, man. We're going to answer questions. We're going to go back and forth. Hopefully we get a good lesson, so bear with me. And if you are not familiar, my friends, I hope you guys know we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Look, I'm going to my subscription. See right there. Just go to youtube.com/thestockmarket/live. You will see us there every single day, and every single one of these trades are posted live. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, we have stream alerts. If you won't want to pay attention, you could pay the premium. But for real, every single one of these is done live. I've given you the tutorials on this channel, but if you really do need that live guidance, somebody in the background, and again, I'm going to push you a little bit. I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to bring some education out of it, but we are live every day, Monday through Friday. But enough of that. Don't let me talk too much. You know what I'm saying, Chad? Don't let me talk too much. So recap, guys. I love you, man. Drop a like. Drop a comment. Let me know that you even watching the recap, because now I get to say what's up to the people here right now. What's going on, evening, Chad? How you living, baby? What up, Nathan? Chantel, Mr. Perfect, Kelvin, RJG, Nathan, Daniel, Westerand, baby, Sunkiss, Yogi, Killer Herb. Oh, now the chat's going crazy. Cal Valero, Falcon, FO, Most Dope, baby, Brown Tom Crows, Mr. Marcus Hanland, Ram the Bull, Hamza. Let's go, baby. What up, LV Junkin Holland? What up, Mavis? What up, Broski? What up, Jay? I love to see it, man. You know that we have fun for 7 hours throughout the day, and now we are blessed with the opportunity for a live watch list. I love to see. Are you kidding me? So, Chad, let's have a good discussion here today, and let's go over it. So I hope you're ready. If you have any questions, this is what I want you to do. Just hold them for a little bit. I'm going to go over some basic stuff here, and then all of your questions, we are going to answer all of them. Again, you should know how we found the plays and all of that, but like I'm telling you, the main topic I want to talk about today is when do you take profits? Because that is something that could make a huge difference, and a lot of people were even saying this morning how they sold out very early, but unfortunately, I'll let the chat decide. What do you guys want to do? You want to talk about the plays, or should we just get the CPI revisions out the way? Because it's important tomorrow. We have an event 1 hour before the bell. There's new information coming out, and it would behoove thee to be on it. Oh, CPI. They want this CPI. That's what I was going to do that anyways. You know what I'm saying? Excellent. I love it. Wow, that's a vibe. Y'all are ready to go. Amen. All right, well, here's the deal. Every year this happens. A lot of people are unfamiliar about it, but pretty much before the first January CPI, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS, they revise all of the CPIs over the last 5 years, and they do it for seasonal adjustment factors. So I'm going to talk about that, but if you want to find this, all you got to do, just search CPI revision BLS first link is going to take you here, and there's a big box here giving you the warning, and it literally says updated seasonal factors to be introduced on February 9th. Each year with the release of the January CPI, seasonal factors are recalculated to reflect price movements from the just completed calendar year and the routine. The annual recalculation may result in revisions to seasonally adjusted indexes for the past 5 years. So this happens at the beginning of the year every single year. So next year, you're going to see the same thing. Thankfully, you're going to have an hour before the bell tomorrow, and this one's going to be very simple. If the CPI revisions come in higher and CPI based on the seasonal adjustment factors ended up being higher, the market's probably going to freak out. If it comes in lower, the market is going to love it, and that could even support a lot more of the whole, hey, they're going to cut rates and all of that good stuff, right? So that's the thing, but there's only one little secret that you need to know, is that whatever happens tomorrow, I want you to think about how that's going to affect CPI next Tuesday. So think about it. Yes, we're going to have a reaction to everything tomorrow, but if that CPI goes up tomorrow, chances are the CPI on Tuesday is going to be hot, and then vice versa. If that comes in tomorrow lower, chances are Tuesday CPI, that's the main event of next week, it's probably going to come in lower. Capiche? I've never used capiche, but are we on the same page? Does that make sense to you guys? So why do I say that? Because these are going to be the new seasonal factors. And so essentially, I'm assuming whatever's ready, there's going to be a slight bias ahead of it. So just think about it. If numbers go hot off of the revisions, it's going to be slightly biased towards higher numbers from the last data we've just been getting. So it's not like the new year is going to change anything, but that means if they revised all the past CPIs higher, chances are this one, which is borderline the same period, is probably going to be higher, and then vice versa. If that CPI revision comes in lower, there's a good chance we're going to see CPI come in lower on Tuesday. So good question. Very good question. But now I want to give you a little bit more info, and then we're done. And I think this is very good info. If you actually just come over here to methods, questions, and answers, all of your questions could be answered on why they do this. So what is a seasonal adjustment? A seasonal adjustment removes the effects of recurring seasonal influences from many economic series, including consumer prices. The adjustment process quantifies seasonal patterns and then factors them out of the series to permit analysis of non-seasonal price movements. Changing climate conditions, production cycles, model changeovers, holidays, and sales can cause seasonal price variations. For example, oranges could be purchased year-round, but prices are significantly higher in the summer months. So this is where it gets good. Are you ready? I love that. I'm going to just read you a couple of these. If you are interested, you should read into this. Who should use seasonally adjusted indexes? Data users interested in analyzing price trends in the economy should use seasonally adjusted indexes. Seasonally adjusted data are usually preferred in formulating economic policy and for economic research because they eliminate the effects of changes that generally occur at the same time and about the same magnitude every year. So policy makers, they like this one. Who should not use seasonally adjusted indexes? That's a good question. Those who use CPI escalation agreements in adjustment payments for price changes should typically not use seasonally adjusted indexes. Trust me, this one gets better if you don't understand that yet. Unadjusted indexes are used extensively for escalation purposes because they measure the change in actual prices consumers pay for goods and services. Many collective bargaining contracts and pension plans, for example, tie compensation changes to the CPI unadjusted for seasonal variation. So do you get it? Seasonally adjusted is for policymakers, and then for wages and workers, they use a seasonally non-adjusted index. How wild is that, right? And now here's a little bit more on the data here. How are the prices seasonally adjusted? The seasonal movements in the all-item index and other aggregations are derived by aggregating seasonally adjusted components. Each January, the status of every index is reevaluated based on statistical criteria. An index could change in seasonal adjustment status from seasonally adjusted to non-seasonally adjusted and vice versa. During February of mid-year, when January is released, new seasonal adjustment indexes are published, and new seasonal adjustment factors for these items are available for data users. Where is it? I think there's one more. Well, they use the CPI X13 ARIMA Seats Auto-Regressive Integrated Moving Average, seasonally adjusted software developed by the U.S. Census Bureau to improve the series. The intervention analysis technique is used in seasonal adjustment of consumer prices to provide more accurate CPI data. The process offsets the effect of extreme volatility and would otherwise have the estimates of seasonally adjusted data. That wasn't it. I had one more there. Oh, yeah, here's the end one. Intervention in the prior adjustment of the index before calculating seasonal factors. Prior adjustment may be called if a level shift or an outlier occurs. A level shift occurs when a good or service undergoes a unique, large, and rapid change in the price level. An outlier is extreme value for a particular month. An example would be a large decrease in the price of gasoline due to the breakdown of an oil cartel. Removal of the level shift gives a clearer seasonal pattern and results in seasonal factors are better fit for the series. The seasonal factors are applied to unadjusted data without any prior adjustment to calculate the seasonally adjusted index. When the level or outlier exists, intervention analysis helps accurately calculate seasonally adjusted data. Ta-da! Yes. So I think the first 2 points, there was one more I had for you, but I don't think I ended up reading it. But at the end of the day, this is happening tomorrow. This will give us a nice little adjustment for the next 12 months of CPI. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, 1 hour before the bell. Like I said, very simple. It's one thing about the reaction tomorrow, and then it's going to be another thing about how it leads into the CPI next week. But Chattadonia, with that being said, let's talk about the plays now. You ready for this one? Let me get some carbo in there. You know what I'm saying? I got this like sugar-free carbo, no caffeine either. It's too late for that, you know. But it's good, man. But let's talk about the plays. We had a lot of big ones, and the big one is ARM. We did this one the other day. If you guys were on stream, you were there with me. We bought this play, the $95 call. We bought 2 of these for 35 cents. So I would have made a lot more money, but yesterday's video, I told you, a big part of my thing here is that I'm trying to play small and limit my exposure. So if I can get a play for free, I'm going to do that. So literally, I bought them 2 days ago. I bought the arms for 35 cents. I bought 2 of them. I spent $70. Then yesterday, those contracts went up to $140. I sold out early once again, but I sold one of the contracts back for $70. Why? Because I wanted to be able to play ARM while not risking any money. So that is the wildest part about this play. After the put and the call, I was literally paid $20 to hold this play. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand the magnitude of how crazy that is? So legitimately, I got paid $20. My account went up by $20 in cash, and I still had this play. So if this didn't happen how it did today, I would have lost the value of that contract. But since I sold the one the day before, it would have paid for it plus some. So legitimately, in this case now, I got to play this with unlimited upside, and it's not going to hurt my account. So am I saying this to flex? No. I'm saying this so that all of you guys will realize the value of it. If you could get plays that are free, bro, this is unstoppable. And beyond that, it's legitimately the fact of the whole strategy at hand here. The whole key to this strategy in all of these plays, we've hit 8,000 percenters in a row. All in every week, 1,000 percenter every week. That's amazing. Finger to the sky. It's only because we're playing small. I'm telling you, I would not be able to play this many plays. I did take losses. It's not as if this is I hit every play. I lost a lot. I lost a lot of plays, but I didn't lose a lot of money. And that is the main strategy here at hand. I have literally lost over 10 or 15 plays. Today's play paid for all of them and leaves me with profit. That's what I want you guys to understand. Because if you play big on any of these, it becomes hard. So yesterday, that's exactly why I had 2 contracts for 35, even though it shot up, and I'm like, yeah, I could make a lot more money. You know what I'm saying? I said, well, I could also get my money back, and now no matter what, if I want to play 10 plays, 3 plays, 4 plays, if I get my money back on all of them, I'm just sitting on opportunities to hit. It's a great way to stay alive. I'm telling you. I am telling you. So in this case, we did this today. I bought these for 35, sold one of them, and then it shot up. And then this morning, I sold out at $1,500. Why? Because $1,500 was 4,000%. And honestly, there was a lot of reasons why I wanted to put that one in the bag. And I was like, hey, it topped out around 108. I think it was at like 115 or something at the time. And I said, I don't want to lose what I have. And I do think there's upside, but I underestimated the upside. But now here's the deal. And this is something I need to tell you. One, this is why you need to be on stream. Every single morning on most of these option plays, I have hit a fat play right off the open. So even after last week, we turned $50 into $1,100 on Meta. That same morning, I made another 500% on the post-earnings plays. So that's exactly what we did this morning with ARM. So this one was crazy too because I would have had another 2,000%er. Literally within, I got this within how many seconds? I didn't even wait a minute. So right at market open, I was stalking a contract for a little bit, and I bought one of these for 45. I ended up selling it for 328. I think it went, what did it go to? Oh, wow, I actually sold it higher, but that thing ended up going to 1,000. And that was literally middle of the day or from the morning. So be there in the morning and like the video because I ain't calling them out if I don't get the likes. At that point, you better get you some stream alerts or something, bro. So all that being said now, this was a crazy play. We hit the Disney from yesterday. And if you're not familiar, how we find these plays, how do I determine which one to go out on? Literally, go search ghetto standard deviation on YouTube because I'm telling you, I don't care what strategy you use. If you are ignoring what this data is producing, then you are just a hater. You know why? Because if you go and look, these strike prices, what is priced in? Using the options to price in a move and then also knowing what it means to go double that move and work outside the lines. The whole point is most of these stocks are magneting to these levels. So you don't know what's going to happen. But if you have a general idea of the range, I'm telling you, it makes the world's difference, especially when you think about it. Some of these plays, you are literally one strike price away from failing or making a ton of money. So you want to know what the example is win. We did this play yesterday as well, too. And guess what I did? I went further than what the calculation provided. So when I did my calculation, it said to buy the 110 contracts. These were trading for around $47. They were a lower price. This is a $100 stock. It was decent, right? So what did I do instead? I wanted to save money, and I went beyond 2 standard deviations, and I grabbed the 115. This play went up for a little bit, but for the most part, that play didn't go up. So I had $17. Maybe I was worth 30, while the other play went from 50 cents to $1.50. That's a big difference if you think about it. And again, on some of the other plays, who knows, considering how close or far you are. So this is a very, very big deal with that. And that's why I'm saying just pay attention to where the prices are going to end up. But now, I'm not here to tell you about the plays right now. I'm here to answer your questions. But what I really want to talk about now is when do you sell? When do you sell on these plays specifically? And I want to talk about these ghetto standard deviations. I want to talk about these earnings plays where literally we are waking up and then we're watching these crazy moves. You're getting these hits. When do you sell? Because I'm telling you, there's so many plays I sold early. I could still hit 1,000% and still sell early. Today, I left 6,000% on the table. It sounds wicked when I say that out loud. I sold out at 4,000%, and then it went up to 10,000%, right? There's a lot of different things. So I want to talk about that. So I got a little lesson for you guys on that, and it's very simple. I'm going to start with the first thing. Every single one of these options hits, it is like playing a slot machine called Top Dollar. Okay? Do you guys know what Top Dollar is? Have you guys ever heard of a slot game called Top Dollar? It's a very, very important question. I'm not BSing you right now. Do you know it? Well, thankfully, I have a video example. Look at this. This is a slot machine. So it's a slot machine, and then if you win, what happens is you get 4 offers. And then it offers you amount of money, and then you get to make a decision on whether you want it or not. It's kind of like Deal or No Deal. So just take a look. Very simple. Okay, $10. That's his first offer. He says no. Do another one. Try again. He gets another offer.
15 credits.
$15. So now he has 2 more tries. He said, I'm going to do another one.
Third offer. 10 credits. 5, 2, 20 credits.
All right.
20 credits. Now he has 1 more offer. If he takes this, he has to take it.
Final offer.
Final offer. 30.
15 credits.
You do.
5,
There you go.
30 credits.
I don't know what you're thinking right now. I know some asshole in the comments will be like, you teaching options gambling using a slot machine. Well, yeah, these are very low probability plays, but I want you to understand that little game. Why? Because that's literally how every single one of these earnings plays are. You have to start asking yourself, what is your expected return? So today, I'm up $1,500. I didn't think the contract was going to go up another $1,500. In my mind, I was expecting it was going to go up maybe $500 to like $900 more if it really got crazy. Why? Because the stock was already up 40-something%. So it's literally like you get an offer. Literally, you're getting your top dollar, but you have to ask yourself, if you get a very high number on that machine, if it offered you $1,500 and you only had 1 more offer left, how many of you would take it? Versus how many of you would say no, try again, and risk that $1,500? That is literally the concept here. So that's what you also got to think about. Because guess what? What if you wake up and the play didn't move how you expected it to? Well, think about it. That's a low offer. You still have the rest of the morning, the rest of everything else, and other factors to look at. But think about it, because sometimes right when you get it in the first, everybody starts freaking out a little bit, but it's like, no. That's how we get our post-earnings plays. Because in the morning, the contracts trip out for a little bit, and then it finally works its way in, and then there's another offer. And then there's another offer. But it's very simple. The number one concept to understand in terms of like taking profits, if you really want it like simple, no jokes, all jokes aside, the question is, what is your expected return? Does it make sense to risk a lot for a little more, or are you not risking a lot for a lot more? You see what I'm saying? Like if your play, you wake up, you're right at the money of the play. It's almost in the money, but the contract didn't go up. Why would you sell it for $10? Think about it. You're right near the money. If that goes in the money, it's a $100, $200 stock. Every dollar for dollar, that thing could start ramping up. So why would you sell that? If you had literally, you're not risking as much, whatever your exposure were, but your upside is a lot more. And then vice versa. Sometimes, I did it today. I sold out of the Toyota. So we actually had another 1,000%er today, or right below, actually. You know that? Sadly, I sold it $20 below 1,000%. Only $20. You know why? Because I don't give a shit about bragging rights for it. Because this didn't make sense for me to just try to get 150. I wanted 150. I wanted 1,000%. I bought this play for $15. I wanted it to go to 150. But it didn't make sense. You know why? Because every day I was holding it, and I'm looking at the bid and the ask, and it's going up like $5, $10, and then when it drops, it would drop $30, $40. So what was happening? Think about it in context of what I'm telling you here of how to know when to take profits. What was going on? So literally, I want $150 for this contract, but then it goes to 130, And then the stock goes down a little bit. It goes back down to $1. It goes up a little. It goes to 130, 135. Stock goes down a little bit. It drops back to 90 cents, 70 cents. Nah, don't think specific. I want you to think psychological. Think in my shoes. Be in my mindset right now. I wanted 1,000%. I had $15. I wanted $150. Why did I walk away with 132? Out of the homie Trouble from West Atlanta. Tell Trouble it was good, baby. Fear of loss. Maybe. Well, what does it say on the screen? What's the final question? Does it make sense to risk a lot for a little more, or are you not risking that much for a lot more? Does that make sense in that context? I wanted $150, but in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. If I don't take it here, I'm literally risking the other 800% for $20, $10 at some other points. That it didn't make any sense. Why would I let the winner go to a loss when I'm like, all I really even wanted was $20? It's not like I wanted it and Toyota was going to go $10. And if I had that expectation, I would have played it different, you know? I just thought it was going to go up. And I said, all right, I like it. It's already a good hit, but I wanted 1,000%. But eventually I'm looking at it. It didn't make sense to risk the rest of the trade for just a small psychological number or whatever else we want to call it. So that's step number one. If you guys could think about this on your plays, it's going to help you, and it should help you feel better. And what I mean by that is, like, for real, to the point where you should be, like, it should make rational sense to you where you don't feel like a schmuck. Because, yeah, again, I sell out early, but like I'm saying, most of the time, if I go back by the end of the day, they end up coming down. But the way I'm looking at it is like, I didn't want to risk a bigger amount if I didn't think it was really going to rocket up. So even ARM today, I did think there was a limit to it, but that got crazy. So that's step number one. So now number two. This one is very simple, but I'm telling you, if you understand the truth of what I am about to tell you, this will turn the farmer into a banker. That's a line from Richest Man in Babylon. Trust me. This one is crazy. I've seen so many of these earnings plays. I don't know if you guys notice. How many orders do I have? I think on this E-Trade alone, bro, I think I have 21,996 orders. I've had this account for a while. I did a lot of trades on this one. A lot of years, bro. And there's one thing I noticed about every single earnings play. Every single one of them. There is only going to be two things that happen in the morning. I'm telling you, there is literally only two things that are going to happen in the morning. So let me go to the first part. Very simple, Chadadonia. You have to know your plan in the morning. Before the bell, you need to know what you want to do with that play. You have pre-market to look at it. You get to see all the other earnings. You get to see all the other factors. If you're on stream, I'm going to literally tell you all of the global news. But you have to have it. I want you to think about how high do you think it's going to go? What's your expected return? What are we thinking about this now? But before that bell rings, you need to know what you're going to do. And what do I mean by that? Are you going to hold it or are you going to sell it? You have to know that. I'm telling you, it's funny. I don't know if the Chad trained me, but you got to realize I have to have this answer every time. You know why? Because I have 1,000 people asking me, Josh, are you going to sell it? Josh, are you going to hold it? Are you holding it? Are you going to... So I get asked that question a lot. You need to start asking yourself that. Because I don't know if you've picked up on it. Some plays, I'll tell you right away. Before the bell, I'm like, no, I don't want it. I say we'll see how it opens, but I don't want it. Or other plays before even meta. If you remember meta day, even arm, I go and buy another one. Before that bell even rings, I tell you, and I say, yeah, I'm buying it. I'm holding it. Meta, you asked me about meta. I said, I'm holding that one. I'm riding that one out. Wait, watch. You need to have this plan. Why? Because only two things are going to happen at the open. The contract is going to die. And what do I mean by that? The stock's going to go ding, ding, ding. One or two big orders on your option will go through. And then for the rest of the day, it's going to decline 90%. Seen it happen. So have you. The option number two, it's probably going to go up a lot more as it settles into where it's at. That's it. That's why I'm saying you got to look at the other factors. Go look at other earnings plays. If it's outperforming in a down market, how are the small caps doing on that day? It all depends on the play. How are sympathies, the rest of the market? Go look at bonds, the dollar, all of that. Have an idea and think about it, but you need to know your plan in the morning. And like I'm saying, even from a mental perspective like the other one, I hope you guys could apply some of this because you got to think about it. Like even with my trades, even when I'm selling out early on them, I want to optimize them. And I do keep this in mind. But at the end of the day, my mindset is very clear about all these plays. You have to realize that. Why? Because I'm thinking about what do I expect above or below now. Factoring in my expected move. I'm not about to risk 1,000 for $1. I'll risk $1 for 1,000 though. I have an idea right before that bell rings if I'm going to hold that for all of the day, middle of the day. I have an idea. I know I'm going to hold it and get through the little earnings effery. If you are able to do this, mentally you are running through your checks and it's going to be a lot easy. So again, if my plan was to sell right at open, take whatever it is and say, nope, I want to get out immediately and it rips, I can either go for another play or I won't feel bad about it. Neither should you. And then vice versa. If you think about all of this before the market goes ding, ding, you don't need to see the price of the option. You're like, no, I'm going to hold it. Boom, you just saved half of the battle knowing what you're going to do. And then now you have a plan that you could stick to. So there's no real right answer, right? But you do have to make up your mind when it does get to that ding, ding. All right? And then the final step, my friends. The final step. Balance your books, baby. Balance your books. Super simple, man. This one I love. I'm going to start with the conclusion. Sometimes the play will tell you what to do. Make this make sense. Do you see what I'm saying? I hope you do. If not, we'll talk about it. But right off the bat, man, yeah, you're going to get mad about, I missed out on $1,500 today. But that play up 4,000%, it's telling you what to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially, I'm like, all right, any of the play, we just hit a big one. We lost a couple 2 days in a row. So then, if I take this, there's no way I'm losing. I don't know if you heard me. Right, we were already doing great. And then you hit meta. Great, killing it. Again, all these other little plays, Procter Gamble, 3M, there's so many of them. But guess what? Dude, if there's a certain play and you're telling me you could book a profit and it's going to turn a 10-point game into a 40-point game, that may be telling you something. You see, again, if it's a close game or you're up on the score, you're not going to rush and make a fast three-pointer or try even shoot one. Use it to your advantage. But what I'm talking about with this is balancing your books. These are questions you have to ask yourself. One, do you need the win? I laugh at this because I don't think you feel me on this. Some of you like, of course I always want to win, Josh. Some of you like, I never win. I need to win something. No. That's not what I'm think. Do you need the win? Do you need the win? You get what I'm saying? Bro, when was the last time you hit? Are you being sad because you keep missing out plays and you're hella emotional every trading day? You be watching mother efforts chat shit and getting pissed off. Every stock you bought did not go up, but the ones you didn't only go up. Oh, come on, Chad. That's what I'm asking you. Do you need the win? You know why? Because sometimes, bro, building momentum will be better than even any of the trades. I don't know if y'all feel me. Again, once we started hitting 1,000 percenters, we hit one every single week for 2 months now. Get you some momentum. Get you in a better place. Get a W on there. Ask yourself, right at open, what do you need this win? Because what's going to be worse? It goes up. You're like, I need the win. I need the win. And then it goes from win to loss. Now it's just, then now you're like, I keep doing this. Why do I do this? It's the same. Think about it. Yeah, it's going to change. Momentum is huge. It's just like any sports game or anything. Do you need the win? The next thing is now, do you need the gain? Both one, what other profits have you been doing? Will that help your account right away? Will that amount be something that you need? Or are you only caring about the gain? You got to think about that. This is the number one thing I've been telling people a lot lately is who cares about anything? What do you care about? Do you care about protecting your money or making a lot of money? Obviously, we all want to make a lot of money, but you have to have a priority. The ones who want to protect are going to make things free. They're going to ghetto spread. You sell early, you get your money, you're not going to care. Why? Because you're protecting it. If you complete that mission, you are a success. Earl Nightingale will even tell you, you become what you think about. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. If you say my goal is protect, keep my account, keep my money, then you should lean towards those. And then vice versa. If your goal is maximize gains, I do not place a priority on the safety. I don't want to recoup my initial investment. No. Yeah, I have 1,500. I still think this play. I want to push it. This is how you're going to be able to make some decisions. Again, and make sure it works with everything, because then that goes into the next thing. Are you about to blow up your account? Do you need the gain? Is that a low level, a high level? What would this type of play do for you? Like I'm telling you, sometimes it's easy, bro. Sometimes you'll be getting thrown the life jacket. Take it. Otherwise, like I'm saying, if you're not in a certain situation, again, are you riding on a couple of wins? Can you afford to let it ride a little bit? Maybe let it ride. Do you get what I'm saying? You're coming off momentum. You've hit a lot of plays. You've balanced your books. You don't need it. It's not as if that gain went to a loss. This is the thing. I don't have it written down here, but you got to understand this. What a lot of option traders don't do when they first begin, like where they really, really fail, is that they don't understand the value of their option. And what I mean by that is that when your option is worth $1,000, even if you only paid $20 for it, right? Your account is up $1,000. If it goes red, if that play goes red, it is going to go down $1,000 and the $20 you paid. So you have a $5,000 account. You're up on this. Now your account shows $6,000. You fuck up on that play, it's going to go down to $4,980 before you know it. So that's what I'm saying here, though, when looking at, look at what that play is going to mean for you. Do you like that number? Is it adding? Is it holding? And like I'm saying, does it make sense for you to push it? Or at the same time, does that right away off the bat just tell you, hey, maybe you should Just take it. Call it a day. Call it a day. So, like I'm saying, man, sometimes the play will tell you what to do. Like, literally, just like balance in the long term, let it be there. But all in all, man, a lot of this, bro, is just mental. You know why? Because like I told you, it's like top dollar, bro. You don't know which one's going to max out. That's the difficulty, right? I sell out early a lot, but the times when they do come back down, oh my gosh, it's a blessing. Why? Because you never know. So it's great if we hit. It's great if there's upside. But at the end of the day, you have to just have your plan in check, go through these, think about the risk management. How much more can you get? What is your plan from the get-go, off of the morning? How are the other factors playing into it? And then how does the rest of the balance communicate and work with this play? That's it. So I'm not the best at taking profits at the right time, but at the end of the day, all of these decisions, they keep me in the game. They keep me playing a lot of these plays. And above all else, it's like, hey, I'll leave some money on the table, but remember, with these types of plays, we're talking $20, $30 with a way, way more upside. You know, I'm just tipping the dealer at that point. But Chattadonia, I hope you enjoyed that. We got a couple more plays for tomorrow. We did a lot more, but Chattadonia, all my people watching the recap, that is your watch list. And now, let's go to the live, baby. What's going on? No philo. But if you have any questions, now is the time. Now is the time about what we talked about. If you have any questions about any of the other plays, if you want to ask me about my last poop, I don't know, any questions on your mind, it would now be the time. So how do you find how much is priced in? You go to youtube.com and then search ghetto standard deviation. Right there. In this video, we'll show you how to do it. So where is it? And then what you do, you can go in the TD Ameritrade. You see those little numbers there on the plus or minus. You calculate that number. And then to find out beyond that, you double it up. I even said it in this video. The ghetto standard deviation is not just for earnings. Believe it or not. So I did this play with both UPS after earnings, and then I did this with the weed stocks, and that one hit a couple 100%, I think. So this works on events. Any sort of event, this will work. Actually, even for like events in general, when there is like the CPI, when there is the non-farms, when something happens, anything, you can go and calculate what the option market is saying about the expected move, and then you can double it up and have an idea of what an unexpected move would look like and then how much it would cost. So, yeah, you could do this on anything. Pins did recover after hours. It was kind of wild. Kind of wild. I am buying real estate in 24, but I'm not flipping as much. I will if I get some good deals. I'm not like too opposed to it. But overall, I'm probably going to keep buying until the wheels fall off or until I can't get one good deal. But like I find at least one good deal every year. So I God willing, it keeps happening. But I think real estate for sure. For sure. We are doing earnings next week. Pretty much after next week, it's going to slow down a little bit. And I'm probably going to start trading these a lot less. So we'll see. I don't build homes, no. I'm not a builder. How much do you think in the money 110 calls will be worth? Oh, I have no idea. No idea. I know you'll be up at least 500 to 1,000%, and I could be incorrect, but here's all that matters. You're in the fucking money. That's it. So you're gonna be good. Right now you'll have at least $2. So if it opens up at 112. But that's it. As long as you're in the money, you literally you did the number one thing. Like that's all that matters. That play will be somewhat bulletproof no matter what. So we'll see. The firm, we'll find out, man. DraftKings, I think it'll be good, but I don't know if maybe we'll play one of the 2 standard deviation ones, but I'm just happy for that in the long term. I wish I bought some when it was at like 9. I've never been down as much. Don't be afraid to take a step back, if anything. And then again, the long term will always work. But then again, I've went back and forth. I mean, those Russells were good until they weren't. What percent of the account would you use for the ghetto play? It's hard to say. It's like what amount of money are you okay with like absolutely losing? Like here's the best thing. How many times have you seen me make 5 to 8 plays and then wake up in the morning and lose all of them? I hope you've seen it happen enough where you could answer this, because that shit happens a decent amount. It's not like this doesn't occur. So that's why I'm saying, like, you have to do an amount that is going to leave you with enough money to play other plays where you are also able to lose. Does that make sense? That maybe I think with the problem people might have is you might be thinking about one day. You're like, okay, well, what if I take 0.1% of my account, right? And then I go and put them all on every play today. What mistake was made? This is kind of crazy. Think about it. What was the mistake? You got to keep it small. But what if you balanced it out? And you're like, this is my thing. What would be the mistake? I'm only going to spend 0.1 of my account. All right, I'm doing all of the plays right now, today. Josh made 5 plays. I'm going to go on 5 plays. You already budgeted for it. What's the mistake? There you go. Tell him, Rocket. The only mistake is that if everything went wrong, you would not be able to play tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about here. The thing here is frequency. That's why when you do it big and you lose on the big ones, it kills your morale. That's why I like doing 200, 300 again, especially after, having a little bit of cushion. I'm just thinking about the next day. That's why all the other plays, when they come up a little, if we could just sell out and get a little bit back, and then it recoups some of the money we spent, it's keeping you alive for the next day. Because then some days you're going to need a little more, but that's always something to keep in mind with your budget. Budget it out, but when you're making the plays, just think the reality, what if I miss on every single one of these? Okay, there's going to be more earnings tomorrow, or wait, there's 3 more days in the week. So what other plays would that be? You got to kind of think about that. It causes you to overtrade. Well, then undertrade, but again, you could space it out throughout the days. So instead of making 5 plays on day 1, maybe you play 1 play a day. Again, that's the thing, though. Your exposure is going to be limited depending on the frequency, but that is the natural limitation that you have to learn to work. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is going to have a different budget. Some of you are just pure psychotic and just love to go insane. You got to figure out what it's going to be, but then work around that budget as you're planning ahead for these. But if you keep yourself alive for the next move, then there you go. And there you go. PayPal, I like PayPal. I didn't like the earnings, but I didn't think it was as bad as some people made it out to be. Some people said it vindicated the perma bears, but I thought it was good. I didn't think it was that bad, at least compared to some of the other ones. But depending on where our deposit's at by March, I will be able to either buy more of that, Pfizer, 3M, even Altria. We will see. Spread the seeds, baby. What else we got, man? We've already been here for 48 minutes? No way. That's crazy. More PayPal and Pfizer. You're the best. God bless you, Jose. I like Medtronic. I don't know if I'd add to the long term. I think I kind of already missed it. Why trade options? Is it not better to buy in short stock? You're risking less. No, you're right. So, one, I'm doing all of these options. I think, 95% of them are earnings plays or a post-earnings play. I'm trying to think which one wasn't an earnings play besides like the ARC at the end of last year, but again, I have earnings plays that I made with shares. If I fuck up on them, I'm holding that stock for 3 to 6 months with unlimited upside or downside on it. But realistically, I said this about a month or two ago. The one thing I noticed is that the market is looking like a crackhead. You're at all-time highs. This is kind of the environment where things are going to start really moving big. And at the end of the day, I don't want to get trapped on anything. So the only thing that I would want with stock, I still have some underlying stock. I did like a share one like 2 or 3 weeks ago, RGNX. That one came back up. But if the stock is near like a multi-year low, then I will use shares. Or if it's not pricing in a ton for earnings. So if the stock is trading at like, let's say a 52-week low, and it's not pricing in 5, 7, 8% for earnings, I would more likely go with shares. I think that's a better idea. However, let's say the stock is at all-time highs. That last year I was willing to do it. I got trapped a couple times. I made money a couple times, but all in all, if I don't want to get trapped on anything, if I'm keeping it small. So in a weird way, I'm just going to extremes. I'm either going with big shares, even any sort of shares. I'm either spending more money for more flexibility, or if I don't want to expose myself at all-time highs or whatnot, I'm literally, I'm throwing $20, $30 plays. As long as I stick to that, it's kind of skewing my risk reward a little bit better. That's good. I'm up 35 on the raw Disney. Let's go, man. Expedia down. Now that one's going to be. When can we short? Maybe middle of February. I was thinking about that here. I do think, again, we'll see what happens with the CPI revision tomorrow. That could lead us into next Tuesday. And then, I don't know, if the CPI is bad, we're screwed. But even a little bit after February 14th, I do think we are going to have a little bit of downside volatility. Otherwise, I think the good old yield curve will give us something. Or, if we really need a move, I'm hoping a policy shift, and we should be able to catch it when it happens. But the problem is just that if it's not, like, you could just get trapped so easy with these crackheads. And that's kind of the problem of this whole slow market, because it's a slow, fast market. It moves up fast, it moves up big, but everything with the data and the story progressing, everything else, it's very slow. SPY levels 5,000, baby. Do you have access to the ladder? No, I don't know what that is. What would that cost you? I don't know, man. Just get it for free, though. A lot of good free tools. Apple options. We don't have any of the Apple options, no. 5,000. So what else we got? Anything else? Anything else? Any questions, Chatadonia? Y'all were serious today. Y'all were focused. Y'all were quiet. Again, anything about the plays, the 2 standard deviations? We just have the plays from today. I think Take Two and Pinterest, and then we have Prolob in the morning. But Take Two, I think we hit in the money on that one, believe it or not. Yeah, you were $1 from the money on Take Two. So we're either going to get lucky on this one tomorrow, or they're going to screw us. It's actually kind of funny. I don't know if I'm going to be live for the revision since we're here late today. I don't know. Too early for NVIDIA. We'll have to take a look, but it's just like, I think it's early, but then again, some of these going early are very, very great. But then like Expedia today, like people like go look at Airbnb options tomorrow because people wanted Airbnb today. Expedia just killed it. I don't know if NVIDIA is going to have another name get in its way, but I'm pretty sure NVIDIA, what day are they? They're February. No, you got February. It's a little early. They got till February 21st. Maybe next week. But the weird part, CPI is going to factor into any contract, so you got to balance that out. Do I think Kava will be the next Chipotle? No, not until they make a South Park episode about it. But I've never had Kava in my life, so that's probably why I believe that. Straddle, just take the 2 options at the money If you played a call and a put at the money, how much would that cost you? That's a straddle. You've had it, I've never had it. Do you agree with 150 SPY? Like, you mean it goes down to 150? No, I do not believe that. I think my perma bear gets in the way of believing that, but no. I think, like, no. Yeah, no. I think like, maybe 180, but, like, 200s would be low. No, I'm thinking either, like, maybe right around, maybe 330, 275, or 225. I don't know if we will break below what's it called? I don't know if we'll break below the COVID numbers. But then again, I mean, who knows? But unless that would be massive deflation if that was the case. Super Bowl. We have Win. That was one from yesterday, but Las Vegas Sands, isn't most of their stuff in China? I'm not even kidding. I think it is. I don't even think Las Vegas Sands have like U.S. exposure to Vegas. The high-low ticker is E-Trade Pro. MGM or Win would be a bad Win. If Win gets jumpy, it could be a little hotter. Yeah, China markets will be closed tomorrow. It's going to be good. I hope they're able to just melt up. Lunar New Year. DraftKings did not have earnings yet, no. But that one's going to be a big one. DraftKings is February 15th, so 2 days after the CPI. Any earnings? We'll look at them next week. There's going to be, Airbnb next week and a couple of other names that we still like. So, yeah, I think you're even going to get Square, DraftKings, Redfin. But I think Airbnb will probably be my favorite one. I'm really excited. I don't know, man. Airbnb, it's either going to do what Snapchat just did or it's going to fucking take care of us. So, because if Airbnb got a good earnings, bro, we are going to love it. If they have a bad earnings, we're going to be like, nah, that's not going to happen, man. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. But I'm excited for Airbnb. Again, Expedia didn't do as good, but it's finally good to see Expedia get punished because usually it would just go up on anything, but we'll see. I still Airbnb my properties. Yeah, I have 2 Airbnbs that I personally have that I do. So I don't have a lot of Airbnbs, but I have 2 units that I use. It's fucking dope. I love it. It's great. Yeah, man, we're live. Nah, bro, I didn't even ban you, bro. The mods banned you. They had a mutiny, bro. They said, nah, that was cold, bro. I can't believe you did that, Mars. That was cold, bro. We're all having fun. Like, I still love you, but, like, you can't do that to people, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like you were trying to get me to do something, and then on top of it, man, just to be in the chat and be like, oh, I saw this. It's okay. I don't think you need to explain. Just that, like, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, bro. But unfortunately, they already got you clapped. So just make a new name, come back, and just, that's not really Chad behavior. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters with it, man. That's all that matters. Yeah, I'm taking noob questions. But you got 2 more minutes, and then it'll be an hour. But if it's a good question, I'll stay. What you got for me, man? What you got? Actually, I think I need to go. Wait, can I go get water? Is that weird if I got water right now? I've never left. Let me just leave here. Give me a sec. Do I come or something to you guys? I don't know if that'll work. can't have it. I had to get some water from the garage. Water. All right, man. So what do we got? We got good questions while I left? Do I wholesale? I didn't. Oh, wait. I want to watch that Tucker interview. Where'd the newbie questions come from? Did he drop that? NFL. Are the bookings as much as 21? Not as 21. 21 was a crazy year for my bookings. But it's still good. Stop loss. No stop loss on these options. Because I'm using such a little amount of money. That's the key, Andy. Is that literally, I did a Toyota play. $15 into 130. Why would I stop loss at $7? You know what I'm saying? Even the arm, literally the arm play that we did today, we bought this contract for $35. Even this one this morning was 40 cents on one of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the way that I do a stop loss is by limiting my exposure heavily. I put a very strict emphasis on keeping it small. The Toyota was the $15. So all of these you guys have seen. So like today we sold out the arm. Where is it? Net. Affirm. Where'd it go? Arm we sold out for 15, and then the one this morning I sold out for 328. And then Toyota I sold. Where was Toyota? TM I sold for 130, and we bought that one on earnings for 15 cents. Just a couple. Most of these plays are like 2 days. 2 days in the past. So I grabbed these. Oh damn! It went to 150 too. I'm an asshole. So it went up to 1,000, but these are the ones. This play was surprisingly really good. Look at that. We bought it for 15 cents and it went up to 150. It was beautiful. But again, a lot of these, there's been at least one. Some weeks we've had a couple of 1,000%ers. Again, Disney. We had Disney today. That one didn't get as much attention. So literally, and again, these are all within 1 day. Disney, I had the 105s, but then I sold it. So you guys see this? I had free 105s, and I made so much money on the 105s, I was like, all right, let me sell out and use this to get a free play. So I sold my 105 Disney. That one went up over 1,000% today because it was at $1.7 in the money. But I sold out of that one, and I used it to buy the 110s yesterday, and that one was 46 cents. And they're at $2.15 now, but they went up to $3.60 today. But that's one I just, again, I'm waiting for those price levels and my expected move. This is one where I could lose the $200. Remember, I already made the play free, but like I was saying, if it goes above 113, I think it had a lot more upside there to the point where it could probably, this one could probably hit it, but not just in my opinion, and I'm down to risk it there. I've heard of Prize Picks, but I've never used it. How do you figure if it's cheaper or not? Well, once you know the expected move, if they're charging you like $100 for 2 standard deviations, that's usually expensive. Unless it's like a $200 a share stock, then it might be appropriately priced. But if it's like cheaper than $100 stock and they're charging you $100 for 2 standard deviations, it's probably expensive. If it's pricing in 15% for one, it's probably going to be too expensive. You know, and then after that, the real big factor is looking at what it is. What type of stock is it? Is it a fast mover? Is it a slow mover? And what's the price of the stock? Because if you're getting a high price stock, $300-$400 for like 20 cents, that's probably going to be cheaper if it's within 2 standard deviations. And then vice versa, if it's going for $300-$400 for 2 standard deviations, it's not really worth it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Oh, Triage. For years you've inspired, educated, and created harmony. Want to say thank you. That means a lot, baby. God bless you. Thank you, my friend. Let's go. Amen. So do you have a 10% limit rule for one? No, I don't have a rule towards it, but I just know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So like, You just got to know just because, like, listen, I've talked to girls before that had red flags. It didn't stop me. My girlfriend now, she had a couple of red flags, but I still, I kept them in mind. But, you got to do what you got to do and just look at the whole story of all of it. That's really what it comes down to. Because sometimes once I see that it's pricing in a lot, I do get cautious, but then I'm going to look at everything else to make sure. And then again, sometimes if I can, I could go a little bit higher and then go from there. So we'll see. The red flag's deep, I know. How far out the money? Well, how far out the money depends on what the stock is pricing in. That's our whole strategy. By knowing what's priced in, then we know what's reasonably far out the money and what's not. The bonds are freaking weird, bro. I'm telling you, they're weird. I don't know, man. Right now, I think it just has to figure out rate cuts or bonds are just screaming one way, and then we're going to have to one way. And then the divergent, the jaws will get clapped. But Chads, I think it's time. 1 hour and 5 minutes later, I'm going to see you guys on the watch list in the morning. But that is it. That is all the time that we have. I will see you guys in the AM. Bright and early. I don't know if I'm going to go early, but again, 1 hour before the bell, you are going to get some pretty big news with that revision. So you could go watch this too once it comes up. You can watch the recap. We go over all of the revision stuff and all that. If you have it, this is the watch list. You're going to have to watch the beginning, man. You're going to have to watch the beginning. But GG, Chad. I love you all. Have a great evening. Thank you again for being here and get some good sleep. You know that? I'm going to hug you. I'm going to give you a hug right now. You're loved, man. You're blessed. Remember that. Don't ever forget, bro. Don't ever forget. Okay, bring it home, baby. Bring it home and be relaxed. Be easy, okay? All right, man. Wake up and dry. Just know, go to bed. Right when you wake up, I want the first thing you say, oh, it's going to be a great day. Right when you get out of bed, don't look at your phone. Don't look at anything. I need you. You're going to say, it's a good day today. It's going to be a great day. Right when you wake up, can you do that for me? Can you do that for me? Don't tell me you appreciate me if you can't do that for me. I just want you to do that tomorrow. I want you to wake up before you look at anything, before you think about your dream. I just want, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a really good day. I want you to say it and then go. That's put it in drive. So, Chad, I love you all. Have a wonderful evening and peace out. Or not. Oh, yeah, you get the live one. Peace out.